Welcome to the first in a series of golf course maintenance programs presented by the Chicago District Golf Association. I'm Sheldon Solo, a past president of the CDGA and currently the senior advisor to the Greens Committee at the CDGA. And today we're going to discuss bunkers. This will be the first in a series to try to help our membership understand the work that's being done by the superintendents and their crews to make conditions as good as possible for you to play. With me today are four experts. To my far right is Shahbaz Singh, who is the manager of research for the Chicago District Golf Association's Turfgrass program. Next to me is Dr. Derek Settle, who is a doctorate in plant pathology, who is the head of our Turfgrass program. On my far left is Reed Anderson, the superintendent at Cog Hill, and he's also been kind enough to assist us with the maintenance of our Sunshine course. And finally, next to him is Don Cross, longtime superintendent at Skokie Country Club. As I said, we're going to talk about bunkers today. It seems that every golf course is changing their bunkering at the request of their members. So it's important for us to understand a little bit about the history of bunkers. When golf was started in Scotland, bunkers were naturally occurring areas either created by wind or by sheep who were trying to get out of the wind. And the subsurface below the bunkers was sand for usually several hundred feet down. So when it rained, the sand naturally drained, and it was very rare for there to be any problems. In addition, golfers didn't expect great conditions, so there were no rakes, and the superintendents had very little to do with maintaining the bunkers. Well, as courses moved inland and eventually to the United States, they got on different soils. Here in Chicago, for example, we have almost exclusively clay a few feet down from our bunkering. And as a result, when it rains, the bunkers would fill up and become unplayable. Additionally, people expected good conditions in the bunkers. So what did they do? Well, first they decided to install drainage. And drainage worked fine as long as the water didn't come faster than the drain pipes could move it. Well, that happened too often. So people decided to do other things. And those two things existed in terms of, number one, liners, and number two, the type of sand. We're going to explore some of those things today with some of these demonstration bunkers here at the Sunshine course. There's one other factor that goes into maintenance, and that is the design of the bunkers. Bunkers that have tall, steep faces have a tendency to wash down during heavy rain, and the maintenance crews have to rake it up. That takes time and effort and money. And as a result, some people have gone to changing the shapes of their bunkers, but with the new liners and some of the newer sands, the washouts aren't as important. One last point to remember for all of you before I turn this over to my experts. The maintenance of bunkers isn't cheap. And for a time, many clubs were spending as much maintaining their bunkers as they were on maintaining their greens. The whole purpose of spending money in the front end to get good liners and good sand is to reduce in the long term the amount of time the staff has to spend maintaining bunkers. And the theory is that over time, the liners, the sand will pay for itself.